Hi, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host. The name is Hassan, and this channel is about my struggle to become a profitable day trader. I'm here streaming live every market open so you guys can see my entries, my exits, the good trades and the bad trades. Hopefully, you guys can learn from me. And if that's your type of thing, hit that like button and subscribe and come join me in the struggle. Anyway, today's Friday, May 14th, and I'm here to go over my trades for today. Drum roll. Another green day. Another green day. That's 5 days this week. Every day this week was green, man. I'm really ecstatic about it. It's hard to get excited because I've had green weeks before, and I'm always worried that it's just a fluke. Just the market was trending up this week, so you could have bought anything and made money or whatever. But I don't know. I'm definitely feeling good. I'm definitely feeling better. I'm feeling more composed and patient. I feel like I'm making better decisions. I'm managing my trades better. Also, today I upped my risk from $5 a trade to $10 a trade. And so I'm up 4R, but instead of that being $20 today, it's $40. So things are going really well. All right, I'm about to turn this fan on, so it's going to be a little loud, but I'm hot. So bear with me, folks. All right. So my first trade was on shop. And this was like a 2-minute opening range breakout. Not the best kind. The range needs to be more narrow. So this would have been a more viable had it been more like that size, right? Really, you don't want what I'm looking for. I don't want to see volatility at the open. Like, I'm looking for a trade that's has high volume but doesn't move in a big range. And this did kind of make a bigger range than I would have wanted to see. So I should have waited longer for it to, kind of prove itself and show its direction a little more. So I got in over the break of the 2-minute opening range. Ended up stopping out at the low of day, at the bottom of that opening range. But looking at the 5, it got bought right back up. And I was decided to go ahead and try a 5-minute opening range breakout, which is me, if you look at this 5-minute right here, basically taking the break over the range that was created by the 5-minute candle. So I did that, put my stop back pretty much where it was originally, and this is a pretty wide range entry. So whenever I get in like that, I'm really looking to add so that I can raise my stop and tighten things up a bit. So shop trended up really well. I was kind of hoping for it to pull back a little sooner than it did. But so I just, like, after it consolidated up here, I said, okay, well, maybe it's just gonna go ahead and go to target. So I ended up adding here, which got my stop up pretty high, pretty close to where I entered in the first place. It went up pretty close to my target, but that's when it decided to go ahead and pull back to VWAP. The SPY also made a big pullback at that moment, and things were looking pretty sketchy. But it held pretty good, and I added again when it looked like it was going to start breaking through VWAP, and then it still stayed under VWAP for a little while longer, and then I added again when it broke over these highs. And that was the moment for sure, because from there it went on up to target. Now after these ads, I was able to reduce my take profit to below the high of day, and that's where usually when I was adding before, I'm adding because I want more profit, but now I'm adding to lower my target. Like, the closer I can get my target to get to 3R, the better, the more likely it is to hit. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now, and it seems like it's working out pretty well. Although shop really kept running today, so I could have left it where it was, but I'm really looking for high probability targets and trying to get my win rate up. So yeah, I ended up taking profit just beneath the high of day. 3R, made back my loss, and about 2R on top of that. So that worked out really well. So first entry, that was a 2-minute ORB, not narrow range setup, not best entry. Minus 1R. And then the second was a 5-minute ORB. And that worked out great. Plus 3R on that one. Alright. So ARM, man, I really liked ARM. I was very disappointed to not have gotten ARM to profit. Now with ARM, I do believe I made it to 2R, so I should have had my stop at break even. Yeah, I should have had my stop at break even. I do prefer to have my stop below VWAP, so that was kind of my issue going back and forth. Do I want to put my stop at break even, or do I want to keep it below VWAP to give this thing a chance to bounce? Unfortunately, it did not bounce, so yeah, that didn't work out at all. My entry on this was I missed. I would have liked to have taken a 15 or 5-minute opening range breakout on this, but after it broke out, I was kind of wanting it to. I think I missed the initial breakout, so I was waiting for it to kind of pull back and retest, and I think I ended up kind of jumping in here on the 1 minute. Yeah, I did. And hey, man, it worked out. It worked out, and I added to raise my stop, and I think I was hovering around 2R up in here, and that's when I should have brought my stop to break even just to protect that R. I did not. Ended up stopping out minus 1R on this one. So we'll say this one was a 1 minute buy setup after missing 5-minute ORB. Did not raise stop to BE at 2R, minus 1R on that one. Alright, NVIDIA. This was a really nice trade. So this was also a 5-minute opening range breakout. And again, with that type of entry, excuse me, honestly, I'm wanting to add to all of my entries, but for sure on a 5-minute entry and a 15-minute entry, I'm gonna want to add so I can tighten my stop, because with the 5-minute or 15-minute ORB, the range of my stop is usually well below VWAP, and so I'm looking to add once I see some confirmation to tighten that stop up a little bit, and also increase my leverage and lower my target needed to get to 3R. So yeah, it worked out great. Added at higher high, higher low, and 3R hit. Bang. I mean, ain't much to say about this one. This was just a very simple, very clean move up. Worked out great. And Google was my last go. I like the 15-minute setup on it a lot, but with Google, I really like when I see this on Google, I just don't have any expectations of it to move up much. Like, Google puts in its range usually very early on in the day, and it doesn't usually do much more. So I really like the setup though, so I took it, but I moved my stop up to break even like as soon as possible. Way before 2R, just because I just didn't feel that confident about the distance that it would be able to run. It has held up pretty nicely though. I would still be in the trade had I not raised my stop, but I mean, be sitting in this trade this long for some mid price action, I'm not mad about that. 15-minute setup. VWAP. We'll say 15-minute higher high, higher low. VWAP. raise stop to BE, and then I raised it up a little more than that, so I ended up getting what, 0.2R, which at that point I was just trying to round my profits up to even 4R. Ended up being 25 cents shy, but yeah, man, another great day. Green every day this week. So yeah, I decided to go ahead and raise my risk Friday just to get a feel for it, put a little more cushion in the bank, and see how I do. So I think next week I'm gonna go ahead and keep it at $10 risk and just try to keep doing what I'm doing. Try to just gotta stay out of the bad trades. Gotta stay out of the bad trades. I don't think I had any like egregious trades today. Shop, that 2-minute entry on Shop, I'm very close to just. I still want to watch the 2-minute at the open to look for 2-minute opening range breakouts, but I don't know, man. I don't think they're worth it. I'm really just thinking about being done with it altogether, and maybe watching the 5-minute for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then switching to the 15-minute after that. Yeah, man, higher time frames is where it's at. People were trying to tell me, but I just was in love with the 1-minute chart, and now when I look at the 1-minute chart, it's like atrocious to me. Like it's just so choppy, and the movements are, sometimes it does get clean, but most of the time it's just way too choppy. So yeah, I'm really finding a home on the 5 and the 15-minute, and I think it's working out really well. I'm still trying not to get excited, but it's been going really well. So we'll see how next week goes. I think I'm gonna do a end of week recap maybe this weekend, just to put another review up of how things are going with from a weekly perspective. And yeah, I'm really excited about next week to see what opportunities we can find and how we can perform. Anyway, I appreciate you guys who've been with me along the journey. Got a lot of day ones in the live stream every morning, man. It's really cool to be trading with you guys. And man, stay tuned, man. I think we're grinding. Anyway, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll check y'all next week. Peace.